Banana Ball Championship League is adding new teams to their organization, including the Texas Tailgaters, the first non-Savannah-based team and fourth named team. There are more teams to come, with the names of those teams to be announced in the future. Here's a suggestion: the Colorado Rockies. Don't worry, what they lack in playability, they don't make up for in entertainment value. Welcome to the Moonstamp Cast. I'm Jordan. This is the That's Not Real Baseball to my Neither Are the Rockies. Brian, how are you, Brian?
Oh, man. Oh, poor Colorado. That sucks.
I mean, yeah, but also at some point you're like, I think we made this point before and people made this point. At some point, MLB has to step in, right? Like with the A's, with the Rockies, with the White Sox at least won almost 20 games as of recording. The Rockies are like below 10 still, and they're not going very fast to, I don't know. I think they're projected to be 27 and 145 by this season.
Wow.
Yeah.
Unheard of territory.
That's, I think, the only teams that have beat them in terms of win-loss, or beat them as in are worse than them, are before, television was in color, or even before like World War One. So the Titanic.
46.
Yeah. 146.
46.
You know how like you have to try to get like a 5 on a test. You have to try to lose 147 games. Like they're actively trying. Their management is actively trying to destroy them. What the White Sox were to just the worst baseball you've ever seen, the Rockies are to an exponential level. This is an SAT question, actually. It'll be asked next year on the SATs. Rockies and White Sox to horrible and terrible. So
White Sox have made progress at least.
Yeah,
they had several shitty seasons and they're looking better than they have in years. So.
I mean, we talked about the 76 or not the 76ers and OKC last week. It was about like doing it the right way, and that feels like what the White Sox are doing, and like doing it the right, calling people up from single A, double A, triple A, kind of bringing them up through the organization.
See what they have.
The Rockies, on the other hand, just like don't even try. Apparently, it's still a fun game to go to because you can get really drunk there. So that's all you need. That's L2
the 999 challenge sounds great. That's the place to do it because they probably. Their shit is probably through the floor in pricing because they just want people to attend and buy tickets and go and spend some money. So that might be the place to do the 999 challenge.
We've talked about this. I am convinced I could do the 999 challenge easily.
I wouldn't want to do that to you in a ballpark though. I'd rather go over to our buddy's house or have you guys over and we'll make a whole bunch of hot dogs, have a whole bunch of beer, and then go. Also, because I feel like I might throw up, and I would like to be in my own home and throw up into my own toilet that I know.
Well, beers at Daikin are like $20.
Yeah, no.
Less than that. But I mean, if you're getting like a domestic can,
I'm not trying to spend.
Yeah, it's not trying to spend $200 proving to myself what I know I can already do
to get sick.
Well, yeah, and also like we've talked about this before, and I think you maybe even admonished me for this, or others have. Sodium isn't real. Sodium can't hurt you. Just drink more water.
We're in so opposite like I check sodium on everything, man. That's the thing I check out the most. Calories and sodium are the two things I pay attention to the most. Should probably pay attention to cholesterol too if I'm worried about sodium because that's all about heart health. And you're just like, sodium's not real.
It's not. I mean, just drink more water, drink more liquid. I care about protein, fats, to see if I can get more good fats, and then carbs and calories as well. But just to make sure the protein ratio is correct. I don't like. I'll see if like there are micronutrients in there, but like if it's like 100%, like if I get beef jerky and it's like 100% your daily sodium, I'm like, that's awesome, but it's 30 grams of protein. So like, who gives a shit? It can't hurt me.
I mean, the things you have to remember, and we're not doctors. We're not doctors. We're not medical experts. The thing you have to remember is those
Brian,
percent.
I am. Technically, I am.
You're a lawyer doctor?
That's technically a doctor. Now, no one is ever, it's a Juris Doctorate.
Okay.
A Juris
Dr.
Doctor.
Jordan.
It's not, no one is, so there was only one time I've ever heard anyone called that, and it was on a podcast, and the guy hosting was so taken aback and so lost by the fact that the lawyer made him call her doctor. But it's not like a real doctor, but I like to point out, technically I am a doctor.
Okay.
For fun
Medical doctor.
Yeah, I can't
We are
help you
not
on a
licensed
flight.
physicians. We are not licensed nutritionists. We're not licensed cardiologists. Any of them.
I'm licensed in bro science.
The most dangerous science.
Sam Sulik, he told me it doesn't matter.
That the stuff on the back, all that stuff listed on the back, that is for people. That is for your 2,000 calorie diet, which means you woke up, you ate 200 calories, and you sat there for 16 hours, and then you went back to sleep. So sodium and calories and all that stuff is not calculated for stuff that you're actually doing with your life, exercising, or even just doing your job. At least you're doing something. Even it might be a low caloric burn, but it's something. Those percentages and everything on the back are literally if you woke up, ate everything throughout the day, did not move, and then went back to bed.
Brian, you know what will help burn more calories? Huh? Tren, which you can also take. Anavar, you can also burn calories by taking Anavar. I would not recommend.
Walk.
Yeah,
just go on a walk, go on a run, go on cardio in there.
You have the calves of steel right there. I actually do know a guy who had calves of steel. That's because he walked on his calves everywhere in his home. So he never wasn't working on it, like for the, weekends, after work, after school, all that stuff. He was walking on his calves. I mean, just blessed right there. But yeah, no, I don't think, I know sodium is real. And I know when I eat something that's really salty, I, want to drink more water, but I drink 3 of these a day, and this is 32 ounces. So I'm good when do you remember the Tom Herman hydration pee level thing from UT? No, okay, so it's long story short. It was a chart of different colors of pee, and was
if you're not clear, you're not good.
It's if you're brown, it's you're a bad teammate, and then it's clear, you're a good teammate. You're properly hydrated. I actively check my pee color throughout the day and make sure it's clear. I'll get mad at myself. I'm I need to go drink more water right now. I need to be a good teammate and go drink more water.
Big water guy. I try and get a gallon down a day.
Okay. How often are you peeing with that?
A good amount.
Okay.
I'd say once every 2.5 hours. Oh,
really? Okay. So I actively try to do the gallon a day back in the day. And I probably don't do a gallon a day, but I drink enough. But I was going to pee. I don't know if you know about this about me. My girlfriend can tell you. I have either the smallest bladder of all time or something, because I am always peeing. But it's always clear. I'm always drinking liquid though. What'd you say?
I said that's the important part. It's clear.
Yeah, it's clear. It's clear. I'm clear. It's nice. I could possibly drink it again. Call me Gandhi. I could just shoot it back. I could shoot it back in.
So the reason why I think I trained my bladder, and oh man, we said we should do more tangents, and here we are. I used to go to the University of Alabama, and that is a 10-hour car trip. And with the car that I was driving, I could do it by stopping for gas once, which means I want to stop and go to the bathroom once. I want it to be bathroom, get any coffee if I need it, and refuel my CRV once. I want to stop because I want to get this drive over with. So I would coffee, waters, just everything, and I would pee once about halfway in, and then I would be all right, 4.5 hours. And I don't know what it is about cars, but if you're for a car for an hour and a half, it's instantly even if you don't drink anything, I have to pee. I have to go to the bathroom. So I would do horrible things to my bladder for a while, and no repercussions so far.
You're a man who pisses, not a boy who pees.
Yeah. Oh man, dude, when pulling up to my apartment in Alabama, I would sometimes text our buddy Neil and be like, unlock the door, I'm coming in hot. And it would be a full sprint from car into my bathroom, and then it would just be fucking just Niagara Falls with the the sitcom thing where if someone finally has sex and that music is playing. And it's the choir
it's
singing.
Shot to the window or something
and
that. Yeah.
And then there's the fireworks going off. Yeah. It's ho 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 ho. And that's me peeing after the road trips. It's a skill.
Well, we were together this past weekend for Memorial Day. By the way, has to be the best 3-day weekend of all the 3-day weekends that are out there. I think you think of Labor Day, and I think
Labor Day maybe.
I think Labor Day is good, but I think Memorial Day is better because it's the intro to summer.
Okay, yes. Okay.
Yes.
From a sports perspective, I say, is it labor or is it veterans?
I don't know when anything is.
Labor. I think it's labor because normally there's NFL and college
Labor is
on.
September, so that makes sense.
Yeah. So
Veterans.
for
Yeah.
sports wise, I say labor, but for like socialization and
Mhm.
doing shit and just like this is the intro to summer, like you said, then yeah, I agree.
Get in the pool, barbecue some, do whatever you need to do. By the way, I went to, I don't know if I should say this. I went to my girlfriend's family's house and they're not going to listen to this, so I'm fine. They made steak, and those people, like, they're not real, they're not eaters like me. And the thing is, like, I can eat a pound of steak relatively easily. Like, it just goes down. And I contend that all the people who think red meat are bad for you are lying to you, because every time I have a steak, I feel so great the next day. This is
protein goals.
This is the sciencey broest of all time right now. They just like put me and Jim bro science life up there in terms of like your doctors. But like the poor people were like, I got like a little steak, and I was like, I'm so sorry, but I gotta get more. Otherwise I'm not gonna be satisfied. And so they're all done. I'm like, no, I don't want any of the sauce on there. I want, or like the pan sauce you made. I want pure steak. Just give me steak. And I was like, yeah, hell yeah, brother. This is what America's about. You got steak, you got sunshine, and we had beers the night before. But bring that all up to say, one, Memorial Day is probably the best 3-day weekend. Two, I peed a lot, and you saw me have to go to the bathroom a lot. So
yeah, you did go inside a lot, and I was concerned, and then I just realized you were just going to the bathroom. And I just go. And we were drinking beer in a pool on a hot summer day, so it made sense. Damn, I lost what I was going to say.
Well, you want to actually talk about sports for a second as well. The Astros, I haven't checked. I think they won today.
Yeah, they did 5-3.
Okay. They're like killing. I was going to say they're kind of killing Oakland because they killed them 11-1 last night, which was Tuesday night. I mean, that's not fair. Again, that's like, beating the Colorado Rockies. That's like beating a single A team and be like, wow, we're so good. They are playing also I think a double A park. So it's not like they're working too hard right there.
They're playing Minute Maid. Or
are they playing
Daikin?
Are they in Daikin? I thought they were at the A's.
No, they're in Daikin.
Okay, they're in Daikin. Never mind. I lied. I know. The thing is, it's like Twitter. I call it Twitter to this day.
It's gonna be Minute Maid for a while.
Well, because it was also there for 20 plus years, and it's like, oh, Minute Maid's the home of the Astros, and like, I don't call it Enron Field, but I never really did in the first place. I got that out of my system pretty early on because I would think it was 2001 about when Enron collapsed, maybe 2002. I don't actually know when Enron collapsed the day. There's a lot that happened in that like 3-year stretch. But
yeah, opened in 2000 as Enron. Thanks to all the shit that happened in 2022 before the 2022 season, it became Minute Maid. So it was there for 22 years.
Yeah. I mean, I remember when we first saw the tweet, we were like, what fucking idiot believes that? And then like a day later, we're like, oh, okay, never mind. We're so wrong. We are not news people. We're just dumb people on the internet talking about sports. Just to hit a point real quickly, Blanco is out with Tommy John until 2026.
Yeah,
if you're a surgeon in Houston who specializes in Tommy John, which I think there's only one, you're eating well. You're being funded by the Houston Astros, just like El Tiempo is being funded by the Houston Astros in some sense, because you go to their park and have like 2 margs and you're down for the count. So are UCL, not UCL. I think it's UCL doctors in Houston just absolutely killing it. So good for you guys. If that's a life hack right there. Maybe Houston work on elbows. I think I don't really know what Tommy John does.
It's elbow.
All right, we're doing a lot of like talk this podcast about medical stuff. Neither of us seem to have any idea.
No, nothing.
Medical stuff.
But yeah, Blanco's down. Like you said, the Astros were now 30-25, and we're 1 game back from Seattle, which is huge. Which, speaking of Seattle, we took 3 or 4 from them.
Oh, we took 3 or 4. Okay, I think we dropped 2. I don't know why.
I thought we took 3 or 4.
We probably took 3 or 4.
Because that's how we made such a big. Now that's why we're only 1 game back.
That's why I believe you. I mean, yeah, like the thing with Seattle is every time they've been in first, I feel like the past 2 or 3 seasons for a little bit, like a second. And everyone's like, oh my gosh, this is Seattle's year. And then it just never is. They drop off the face of the earth. Even like, we played them in the wild card round in 2022, 23, 23. And it's 23. Like, there's, I mean, Robbie Ray, sure, blame him, but they just have the worst luck of all time. I think it was 23. It all blends together in some capacity.
Don't remember. No, did we play them and then we lost to the Rangers? No, I don't think the Rangers and Seattle made it.
Well, 24 was the Rangers. And then I think 24
was Detroit.
Oh my gosh,
I'm losing the first round. Yeah,
I'm losing my mind.
No, it's okay. It's all blended together. We've been too suffering from success.
I know,
DJ Khaled.
I know we don't know when like I know the 2 World Series runs, or any of the 4, but like the 2 wins. Mm-hmm. And then outside of that, I don't feel like I know anything else anymore. So at some point, Jordan Alvarez destroyed the Mariners, which I don't know. I feel badly for them in some level, but I've never hated them. I've never hated them.
I don't hate them. I don't love their fans, but I don't hate the Mariners themselves. Plus, they're sponsored by Nintendo, which is pretty cool.
They are.
I wanted to bring this up because I saw some discourse online while we're talking about the Astros. Jose Altuve homered twice yesterday, which is huge. That's awesome. Kick the shit out of it. People are beginning to say that like he might not, and this is a delusional take. I've saw 2 or 3 tweets about this, so I don't know how much momentum this really has. People are like, we're starting to have to come to terms that Jose Altuve will not get his 3,000th hit in an Astros uniform.
What do you think is going to happen?
He's projected to finish the season with 26 or 2006. No, I don't know if it's that close. I think it's 2,600 hits by the end of the year. He has 4 years on his contract. No. I got it wrong. 2,400. So he needs 600 hits.
Yeah.
600 hits. Okay.
Do they think he's just going to up and leave after?
I don't know. I don't know. It was 2 or 3 tweets that I saw, and I think a TikTok that said that, and I was just like, you realize they're going to keep him around to get to 3,000, no matter how long it takes, right? And plus, he still has 4 years. He has 4 years under contract, which 200 hits out of those 4 years, 150 hits. A season is plausible, but
can I say something? And this is just like Astros online discourse, which is so new still, and I kind of hate it because I think I'm gonna say it. I feel like most of them don't know ball, never watched sports. Like if you show them they show the picture of like Larry Dirk, they're like, who is that? Show them picture of like
me of something. Go ahead.
They show them picture of like Craig Biggio. They're gonna like that guy looks familiar. It's like when Hakeem Olajuwon walked into Pinkberry where I worked, and he walked, and I was like, how the fuck do I know this guy? And then like it hit immediately, but it took a second, which I am incredibly ashamed of, and I apologize to the basketball gods for that. I see like so many doomer tweets from them who like have no perspective of baseball. They're like, he's gonna leave, and I'm only imagining, but it's because like Springer left, Tucker left, Bregman left. It's like, yeah, of course Correa left. Of course he's not gonna leave. Like this is a different situation completely. Those guys were still like kind of younger. They didn't have like the franchise tag in the spiritual sense, not in the actual sense. I don't understand where that thought process. Like, do they think he's going to go be a Dodger? He's going to pull like a Chase Utley and be a Dodger for some reason. That's an insane.
I could have also just gotten baited. To be honest, I could have just gotten baited.
You got Sinteled.
They might have just been trying to get some engagement talking about all 2, because it was before the 2 home runs. By the way, these tweets got fired out before the 2 home runs, so I might have just gotten baited. Who knows?
It's the WNBA Sintel stuff.
Speaking of bait, you reminded me about when you brought up Craig Biggio. I saw another TikTok that was talking about all-time Astros for the 20th or 21st century. So just the best Astros ever played. Doesn't mean they had I don't know. I don't know what his criteria were. He just gave off a list, and it was some music, listed a name with a like highlight or 2 in the background, and went on. Who do you think didn't make that list?
Lance Berkman.
Nope.
Okay.
He did.
I was gonna say Brad Ausmus, but I feel like Brad Ausmus is
no. He did not make it.
I don't know why I'm thinking. Is it someone recently?
No.
It's an oldie.
It's part of the Killer Bees. Is your hint?
Is it Bagwell?
Nope.
Is it
He was on it.
Biggio?
It was Biggio, and I was like, how the absolute fuck do you not include Craig Biggio on a top 10 Astros list, period?
Brian, we should shoot him. We should publicly execute him.
I might just be getting got, Jordan. I might just be getting got.
No, because like the thing is, when you talk to people, sometimes you realize they have ideas, and that's when you like go like the Catholic Church was smart to limit ideas for a while there, and like the medieval ages, they have ideas, and you go like, what are you talking about? And you realize they're being serious. There are people like who I've talked to before, been like, oh yeah, food comes from the grocery store. And I go, oh yeah, but like, where does it come from? They're like, no, it comes from the grocery store. I'm like, we should publicly execute you. Like, you should not be allowed to like interact with human beings. I take that take. So I every time once in a while I'll go on Baseball Reference just for the Astros page. Listen, Biggio's not number one in WAR, but he's not far behind. It's Bagwell than Biggio, unsurprisingly. Altuve's third. I don't think that's bait, because like that's not even good bait. Good bait is like you leave off Altuve. That's good bait right there, because that's a little insane. You leave off like a Bregman or something, like a guy who is a guy. Leaving off Biggio is just sacrilegious. Like you have insulted Minute Maid Park.
I thought it was a young guy. I thought it was a young guy because like the 10, 9, and 8 were like Springer, Correa, that Bregman. So it was recent players, and I was like, yeah, okay, sure. That makes sense, I guess, because you got to think top 10. Like, someone's got to be at the bottom of that. And then I was like, it's probably just a new guy. And then he hit me with Lance Berkman and Bagwell at 7 and 6. I think I'm not since this isn't exact. I'm not clipping this, by the way. But I was like, oh, okay. So he actually watched and knows about early, like the 2004 and 2005 teams, like those runs. Cool. And then 5 was Alvarez. 4 was Bregman. 3 was Roy Oswald, and that's where I was like, oh, okay, this guy knows fucking ball.
Yeah,
cool. Like 2's gonna be Biggio,
yeah.
1's gonna be Altuve.
Yeah,
that makes sense.
Yeah.
2 was Verlander, and I was like, don't get me wrong, phenomenal Astro.
Yeah.
He is on that list. He's on the top 10. 2,
yeah,
and then 1 was Altuve, and I was sat there. I was like, there's no way in fuck he did not say Craig Biggio.
Craig Biggio also is the only Astro. Is he the only Astro who like he got 3,000 hits with the Astros?
Mm-hmm.
That's that's not even good. That's not what I'm talking about. It's not even good bait. Like, it is bait. It's not even good bait. And I think like it's like that comment where I said something like ED has no skills, and that was an over exaggeration, which is what we do a lot. Like saying someone's going to go to the hospital. That's an exaggeration. But there's like a 13-year-old who commented or something like that. He was younger. It was like, oh, what an idiot saying Edie has no skills. You don't know ball. I'm like, you weren't even alive 2 years ago. You don't remember 2 years ago. I'm not going to accept something from a young person. I'm at constant risk of seeing a 13-year-old's opinion, which worries me greatly. But that's like sacrilege. Like that again. That's like saying like. I just want you know what? Put Andy Pettit on the list too. Where's Andy Pettit? And I understand, like
Clemens.
I'll take Clemens. Clemens wasn't here long enough to where I'm like, he has to be there.
That's fair. But I'm saying
Pettit
that
was. Yeah, there's other guys. Take Springer off and put Biggio on. Maybe even throw Verlander to 10. I love Springer, but for the record, I love him to death. I just don't think he's in the 10 of the 21st century when you take in, the early 2000s Astros and then the Astros.
I wish I saved it so we could have the actual list in front of us, but it had like it had like 6,000 likes, and I was like, what the fuck?
Were none of the comments like you should be?
It took me like 3 or 4 scrolls to see a Biggio comment, and that's when I was like, I'm old.
I don't think it's that. I think there are like a lot of new Astros fans who like just didn't pay attention. And like, listen, I'm not saying you have to come in here and know the history. I'm not saying like name every Astro ever. I'm just saying like don't make a top 10 list and then just be idiotic about it. Don't make a top 10 list and just not even try. So,
well, it was a top 10. To be fair, it was a top 10 of the 21st century.
That's still
because there's like Toy Cannon.
Yeah, Jimmy Wayne. There's Jimmy Wayne. There's Larry Durker. There's Nolan Ryan. There's guys I'm forgetting as well that I've just forgotten off the top of my head. But like, no, I understand 21st century, but that's not even a fair like list.
No.
Like Jose Altuve, I think fairly number one.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta get like it's Biggio than Bagwell, I think technically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not hate having Roy O as 3. I did not hate having that.
I don't either, but I think I think Biggio and Bagwell are so close together that they have to be right next to each other. You can't have like 1 at 3 or like 1 at 2 and 1 at 7. It doesn't make sense. Like even 1 at 2 and 1 at 5. Gotta have them together, which they do. I mean, they're in my mind like perennial Astros still. Jeff Bagwell kind of ruined his legacy a little bit. We'll see what happens. Craig Biggio, I mean, forever a god in this city. So what a dumb person. I don't like that. Just if you want to go back to modern Astros, Christian Walker, by the way, having a phenomenal run so far. Not counting today's games, he has a 4.62 average, 6 hits and 2 home runs. I think in the past 3 games, not counting the one today. Insane run right there.
Yeah, no, keep it up. He finally Abreu put some of these little runs together, sure, and we thought that this is the next step. But the way Walker is swinging the bat, it looks different. It looks like I'm comfortable now. You compare him to what he was swinging in the first 10 games. He looks more comfortable in the box. He looks more comfortable with the batter's eye, and he hit it. He hit hard off the ball at the beginning of his time with the Astros, but he wasn't pulling it, and he wasn't pulling it with like altitude. What's the word? So launch angle. But these past 3 games and stuff, he is launching the damn thing.
Talking about launching, I looked this up about MVP and Cy Young odds. By the way, Cy Young odds, Hunter Brown's in 4th, Screwball's in 1st, unsurprisingly. He's probably going to win that. He's been phenomenal. He got a Maddox, which is a complete game under 100 pitches. This past game he threw, his last pitch he threw that game, 103 miles per hour, which is, I mean, that's 94th pitch. That's insane to throw that. So checking the MVP odds. Now, the NL MVP favorite is Shohei Ohtani, unsurprisingly. He's at minus 130. Not crazy odds, but good odds nonetheless. Brian, I think you can guess who the AL MVP is, who their favorite is. Would you like to guess his odds?
Negative 2,000.
That's actually incredibly close. Negative 2,250.
For Judge?
For Judge.
That's not surprising.
Yeah. Well, I looked up a stat as well. So he has a 395 batting average. By the way, we're 3rd through the season, which having a 395 this late in the season,
dude. Sorry for the voice crack. It's fucking nuts.
No, it brought me back to my pubescent years as well. Back when like steroids were a thing. Bring up steroids again. Mark McGwire, by the way, should be in the Hall of Fame as well as Barry Bonds. He has a 1.234 OPS and then a 247 OPS plus, which that's a stat that compares you to everyone else. And 100 is average. So he's 247. Would you like to guess the next closest person and whether that is, what their OPS plus is?
Can you get a team?
It's Ohtani. I'll just give you that. Would you like to guess his OPS?
I'm going to say it's 200 less.
It's 195, which is not 200 less, but it is far enough away to where you're like, oh my God, this might be the best season of baseball ever.
Baseball ever, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, defense. Who plays defense?
No, I was comparing pitchers.
Not the Yankees. That's a Derek Jeter hate talk.
Oh, I thought that was going to be an Aaron Judge dropping the ball in Game 5 talk.
Yeah, no, he's had those 2 drops as well, which I found suspicious. But it's not like he's the worst. Like Jose Altuve, I think statistically, maybe the worst outfielder this season so far. Mm-hmm. He has the worst arm, which is again unsurprising when you play second base.
And he threw someone out at home.
I know. He got his first assist. I just want to bring that up because I thought that was absolutely insane. That's a run unlike any other run I've seen them like the modern era, the not the Statcast era, the whatever era of baseball, the stat era of baseball. Again, 395 batting average is that's I mean that's 400. Let's just call that 400. That's not been seen since Barry Bonds took what he got like something like 72 intentional walks or something like that one season.
It's astronomical.
Yeah.
Real quick to change back to Christian Walker real quick. We did not watch. We weren't able to watch the game today. Neither one of us. He did get one. It's kind of scared me and why I had to look it up. He got one at bat and he got a hit, and then he got hit on the hand. But Julian Morales just tweeted out 24 minutes ago. There's your timestamp for recording, everyone. That his X-rays came back negative, so he's just sore. Yeah. Crisis averted. That would have sucked that he's just heating up and then he breaks his hand. So Christian Walker, he should be okay. We got Carantini playing first base. We'll be all right. It means Yainer will probably be behind the plate a lot more, but until Jordan comes back for DH. But
that would be the most Astros injury of all time as well. Just given our injury history the past season, 2 seasons, where he's hot now. Let's kill him. Let's put him in the IR.
I got 2 more Astros things for you.
Okay.
1, Aaron Getty played catch. That's the first thing I saw from Brian McTaggart after they talked about Blanco getting Tommy John surgery. He was like, in some good news, Aaron Getty played catch today. All right. Listen. We need him back
wins.
Now. We're
doing small wins.
Now. And then LMJ's day today, he looks pretty good, Jordan. 12 strikeouts in 6 innings on 102 pitches.
Okay, but I have to spend this, obviously, for myself. There's no world where I can allow this to happen. It's the A's. So does it really count if you get 12 strikeouts?
Jesus Christ.
It's like, what, are you playing double A ball? Okay, yeah, you should get 12 strikeouts.
And then my last overall baseball note is that Bregman hurt his quad, and it's similar in it. He was optimistic at first, but then on Saturday it came out that it's very similar to his one in 2021, which is not good. And yeah. I feel for Boston because, man, Bregman was having a fucking season. Yeah.
He was hot. He was hot right there. But it's the Bregman thing. At some point he'll it's half the season good and half the season bad, and
whether it's injuries or just being cold, it's how it's been.
I do have one more baseball note for you, Brian.
Go ahead.
So the Single A Florida League has new technology to check swings. Now, I've never checked the rules on this because I just learned in playing baseball. A check swing is at 0 degrees. Don't go over home plate. Don't it's just straight. Yeah, there we go. That's a check swing. They have it at 45 degrees, which basically is almost all the way.
Whoa,
through.
Like here?
Even though, no, here.
Here.
Yeah, 45 out.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't clip this because I just showed my whole fat body. So.
No, it's a dad bod. You can just say that and feel better.
Thank you.
That's what I remember one time in college. A girl said I had a dad bod. I was like, I'm gonna kill myself. I thought it was Seth Rogen. Like a Seth Rogen.
Well, I'd say the clip for sure now.
Yeah. I also think Seth Rogen is the least funny human being alive. Up there with Will Ferrell.
Both those people do not they've got a couple bangers out there, and they've ridden the coattail for those bangers for their entire careers.
Elf is the only Will Ferrell movie that he doesn't act like Will Ferrell, which is why it's okay. It's decent.
Oh, I hate Elf.
I'm okay with Elf.
Movie. I think it is the most overrated movie, a Christmas movie ever.
It's definitely overrated. Don't get me wrong. I think it's overrated. I just don't think it's it doesn't make me mad. I hate Anchorman.
Anchorman's not funny.
No.
By the way, none of this is clips because we'll get torn apart because what we were talking about average people and how people are stupid. Yeah. If you take the most average person and we're like, that's a fucking idiot, then you have to remember that half the population is dumber than them.
Yeah.
No. It is to me, it's fucking slop, dude.
No, it's
bare bones comedy slop that does not appeal to anyone that can think of half of a joke.
Well, most people aren't funny either. Not to say we are, or we're just both idiots online, but yeah, no, if you like Will Ferrell movies, I don't think we'll get along in some capacity. transitioning to not getting along, the playoffs kind of suck this year, right? Like, is this the year of bad playoffs? Because
for basketball,
in general, think of March Madness, and one of the things is there was no Cinderella, and it was relatively like March Madness. And I say that's as someone who loves college basketball until the Final Four, Elite Eight. Even I'll give you Elite Eight.
First 2 rounds of the college football playoff weren't phenomenal either.
They weren't phenomenal either. And then you come to the NBA playoffs, and there have been some good games and some good series, but right now it's 3-1 for everyone. I think is OKC play tonight?
OKC plays tonight, and they could wrap up the series.
They're probably going to wrap it up. The Panthers are destroying the Canes. Canes finally won 3-0, but there hasn't been a close game in that series. If you look at the Stars and Oilers, there also hasn't been a close game in that series. The Stars have 1, the Oilers have 3. Look at the Pacers, Knicks. I mean, it's closer, but like if you watch like the last game. So was it 128, 125? It was close. But if you watch the like last minute of the game, it was just all free throws. So it wasn't close in any capacity. It was just like SGA getting the ball and having to go shoot free throws, and the Knicks trying to get down and score something. Even the Knicks got fouled a couple of times.
Wait, SGA plays for OKC.
Yeah, did I say? I thought I said OKC. Did I not?
No,
okay.
I thought you said SGA.
Yeah, no, I did. I was thinking OKC for some reason, but I was watching Pacers Knicks in my head, but I was also thinking OKC Timberwolves. Very weird thing. But no, if you watch the last 3 minutes of Pacers Knicks, it's just Halliburton getting fouled, and everyone else getting fouled as well when there's any sort of movement on the ball.
It's been a lot of free throws, and that's why I'm not blaming you at all for merging them in your head, because I feel like most of the games have ended that way. Like in OKC, I hate the foul up 3 thing, where they're just like, oh, we're up 3, we just have to foul them. There's nothing you can do about that, though. There's no rule to implement. Some people are calling for it, being like, we got to figure out a way to get rid of this, because it just completely means you don't have a chance. And it's just like, I mean, it's within the rules of the game. You want to completely change the game. What are you going to do? You can't you can't tell a team you're just not allowed to foul unless you want to give them they get free throws and possession. That's insane. That's a flagrant.
I saw within the last 2 minutes if you foul, it's a tech, and I go, that's an insane rule right there.
That's way too. You want to talk about technical fouls and foul shooting in general or changing the game too much? That's insane, because sure, there's some intentional fouls. But what about the unintentional ones? It's automatically. How do you differ?
I mean, there's no, and it's one of those things where like, listen, there is an actual problem here, which is like basketball at the end of the game. If it's a close game, gets really boring really quickly. Now, I mean, 1% chance, like 1 out of 100 times, where the fouling thing works. That's awesome, but it only happens like once, and very rarely you're going to get it in like a playoff game like that. When you have 2 elite teams or 4 elite teams, you're not going to get like the miracle on in Indiana. I hate it. I think I saw a TikTok where some guy was like, I watched the Sparks Aces game, and he was like, that started when the 4th quarter for Pacers Knicks started, and by the time there were 7 seconds left in the first half. The WNBA game when the Knicks Pacers game finished, which is just wrong. Like
TV
that's just
timeouts
bad.
And fouls and.
Well, I mean, the NBA Nosferatu needs his money in some way, but it is hard to watch, and so like the problem with close games in the NBA sometimes, and in basketball in general, it gets really boring. It's like F1 almost, where F1 if you get pole position, you're probably good. And I say someone who watches like F1 once a year at most. It's like the Monaco Grand Prix. Not a ton of change happening right there throughout in places where you start and where you finish, which sucks. It's just it doesn't make for a good product. And the thing about sports, it doesn't need to be a good product. Like the people who say like it needs to be a good product. Yeah, but how do you do that with sports? Like you kind of take away the meritocracy of all if you try to make it a good product. Baseball's done some things, and that's made it better, but like you haven't changed the point of the game. If you now make it where if you foul with 2 minutes left in the game, or foul at all, a minute left, make that a tech, then you've changed the integrity of the game. Like
also,
now
people are going to get suspended.
Yeah,
your suspension rates are going to go through the roof for the playoffs.
We thought Draymond Green is, going to be suspended for whatever reason. Imagine like, like a nobody. I don't know if you remember in like high school, there was one guy at our high school, very large person who played basketball. He's a friend of yours. I'm trying not to say his name because I don't want to out people, but he was like the enforcer of the basketball team. He'd come in and just be the enforcer when he need to be the enforcer. You're going to make it like where you have 3 guys on the bench whose entire job is to go in and foul out in the last like minute of the game so you can actually foul or get suspended for a couple games. I know it doesn't fix the problem, but it's also boring. So there has to be something to do. Like, I don't know, there has to be some change. And I can't think of the change that's not like, well, if you foul, we just like won't call it. Like refs get like really, really picky with calls. Like, but like if you tackle somebody that I don't know what to do, Brian, and I kind of hate it because it's made it boring.
It's why I'm not really talking about what's going on in the series right now. It feels like it's almost the same basketball game being played every single night, just to me. But NBA is also 4th on my list when it comes to sports. So NBA fans, I'm sure, are loving it. They're
not though.
Oh, they're not.
NBA fans are not loving it. They're like, dude, this. I think I've seen the ban fouling up 3. I've seen that take from NBA fans. I've seen NBA fans saying like, this is boring as shit right now. Like, yeah, it's cool for the first, 3 quarters and then like most of the 4th quarter, but then they're like 3 minutes left. And you're like, oh God, it's just going to be fouling for the next 3 minutes. It's going to be like, we're going to try to be aggressive and foul, which is awesome. But then you start fouling a lot and there's just tons of free throws. You're in double bonus. It just sucks.
The last 5 minutes takes 25 minutes.
Yeah. I mean, you think it takes a long time to finish a football game at the end there sometimes when there's a lot of, when you're actually trying to win the game. Dude, basketball games can take like 30 minutes in the last 2 minutes. It's become, I don't want to say it's become unwatchable. It's become unfun to watch. And I don't know. I still want the Pacers OKC. I still think that's going to be.
I think OKC is the best team in the league, and I think they are going to go to the finals. Obviously, they're up 3-1 right now, and I think the Pacers are going to come out from the East. So I think the Pacers or the OKC is the best team in the league. I just don't think the Pacers care. The Pacers are dick swinging, and like oh you're this big bad monster we got. They did this to the Cavs. They're doing it to the Knicks. Like, oh, you're the fucking top dog. Fuck you. And I think I still think OKC wins. I think they are the clear-cut best team. But I think the Pacers are going to make it a series because they are dogs, dude. They are scrappy dogs, man. And Halliburton is incredible. And he's probably top 10 in the league right now.
I don't think that's not a crazy take. No, I think that's pretty. So. It's not a crazy take. Now, the question has to be asked, though, does John Halliburton give him more power? Because John Halliburton was back there this past game. Actually, sorry. Total tangent moment. Just think of Indianapolis and power. So after the Indianapolis 500, you get to drink milk, right? And I've learned that you get a choice of your type of milk. And it's like skim, 2%, whole. The right answer is whole, correct? Like, like, why would you do anything else? Like, listen. As a guy who has been microdosing dairy for the past couple months to where I can take big dairy now, which is fine. I'm actually very happy. I was in Central Texas this past weekend. Got myself a coffee with, I think they put whole milk in there. Fine. I'm back, baby. It's like there's a guy on a TV show who microdosed himself with chloroform. So if he ever got chloroform, he'd be okay. And I'm doing that with dairy. So now didn't have to shit.
That's not advice, kids.
If there's a child listening to this, I've just insulted your entire. I don't want your opinion. I'm always at risk of hearing a 13-year-old's opinion on the internet. But the right answer is whole milk. Why would you do it? Now, I don't know if you can choose chocolate milk. Chocolate milk would be the correct answer in that situation.
Oh, I tend to agree.
Good. Also, Fairlife chocolate milk. That's where it's at. You get a lot of protein and it tastes great and not tons of sugar. This should become a health episode, really. We're a health podcast now. But no, I think
shakes.
Well, yeah. I mean, I've gotten out of protein shakes because so many of them have sucrose.
No. Protein.
Oh, protein. Oh, yeah. That's when you put lots of milk. I got a Snickers bar in there, peanut butter,
And a shot of whiskey.
Yes. Everclear. Put a little bit of Everclear
There you
in there,
go.
boys. Spice it up a little bit. Brian, spice it up a little bit there. Get yourself some alcohol in there. Also, we got that wine this past weekend. I don't know why I bought it. That was a dumb move on my part.
It's fine.
I mean, yeah, but I was like, I just taken like 4 shots of wine at HEB. I was feeling a little frisky. I was like, fuck it, brother. We can bring some alcohol to this alcohol party.
Listen, we had a good time. That's what matters.
I had a great time. I did pee a lot, so I'm very intimate with your parents, one of your parents' bathrooms. I did have to fix the toilet at one point. It really.
The toilet needs to be fixed. Period.
Yeah, I was just really annoying me. I was like, I can't, in good conscience, leave this toilet to run while I'm not checking on it.
It's fine.
I don't know. I'll call me Tim the Toolman Taylor.
I got one last note, and that's we're getting to scary season. We're getting to the scary season. This includes hockey too, so I guess this is a both note. I need these teams to start coming back and making these series because we are approaching the dog days. We're a week closer than we were last time we talked about it. These series could all close out in the next couple days, and then we have the finals and the Stanley Cup. Like, don't get me wrong, that's great, but that means we have at most 14 games of 2 sports, so 7 each, before all we've got is baseball and the WNBA, which I'm watching more WNBA because it's entertaining in its own right, and the content coming out of it for TikTok and Twitter has been awesome.
Okay, so I have to say something real quickly. This has been my investigatory week. I think there are NBA fans who are getting sent-tailed on purpose.
They want that traction, baby.
There was that Caitlin Clark tweet. There was like, since the Caitlin Clark got injured, the WNBA has lost like 90% of its followers. And then someone quote tweeted and said, like, why are Caitlin fans lying? Like, they still have 3.3 million, whatever. If you look through her old tweets, she's talking about Centel, or whoever it is talking about, this is really Kevin Durant. I thought this was Centel. So this person, and like in their reply tweet to their original tweet, that person said, what is Centel? I don't even know what that is. Shut your bitch ass up. It's like, well, like
getting censored on purpose.
I know it's on purpose, and it kind of destroys the whole point of this. Like, I know people are like, oh, Chantel's run right now is like prime LeBron on the Heat. And I'm like, it seems like he's getting a little help here. Centel's getting a little help there. So,
and I don't think Centel is at all being the one being like, ooh, come be an idiot. I think people are using it as a jumping off point to launch their Twitter careers. I don't know. What are we doing here, people?
I mean, you can make money on Twitter.
Yeah.
Which I mean, there are people. Okay. This is my Twitter take as well. Twitter's become it's slowly becoming Facebook. You see, just slop on there all the time.
There's a shit ton of slop.
And it's
gimmick accounts.
Gimmick accounts, and here's a thread on life advice. You're like, I see a thread all the time of like blue collar businesses to start that will make you the most passive income. It's like one of them. Well, they're like drive or like power washing. It's like, yeah, but like there are 3,000 of those, and that you're not going to start. Like, I don't know. It's just the dumbest shit in the world. I also got on. I've been on Facebook more because I've been on Marketplace more. The amount of fucking slop on Facebook.
That's so bad.
I say this nicely. If you're on Facebook, like actually posting, I think you need to like have your brain rewired. And I say that like nicely to you, that I'm worried for your sanity and your sake. You're getting one shot right now by some AI and I don't know, in Bangladesh coming up with the most insane shit to post on Facebook. Well, that's it. All social media is slop. Not TikTok. That's my boy. Thank you, Xi. Love you, Xi. Thanks, Xi Jinping, for your help. You're not Chinese spyware. You did ban us once for that, or shadow ban us once for that. You are Chinese spyware. But chill.
What's to be done?
What's to be done?
It's not slop. I'll take my spyware with no slop, please.
Yeah, I mean,
compared to this American spyware we have on Facebook, that is slop.
I mean, it's literally, yeah. It's please check yourself, check your brain. Yeah,
that's all I got on basketball, though.
The basketball, the problem is there's not much. In NHL, it feels the same way, where it's like there's also been no close games in the NHL in the playoffs.
My big report for the NHL is just, hey, we're going to get a Yans versus Ryan Whitney finals, it looks like, and that's going to be fun. Hockey is amazing, don't get me wrong, but these games have not been very competitive.
No.
I think the Stanley Cup could be an all-timer.
Mm-hmm. I mean, can I be honest? I think Panthers just dog walk. The Oilers are good. The Oilers are good. The Panthers are just a different beast.
Dog walk, though? You think what, gentleman's sweep, or you think a sweep?
I'm thinking like 3-1 or 3 or 4-1, maybe 4-2. I can see a 4-2, but I don't think it's gonna be like, oh wow.
You don't think you don't think a Game 7's coming?
I don't think Game 7's coming. I don't think it's gonna be like a close. I think if we know the rule of these playoffs so far, I don't feel like we've got a particularly close game. Like there was the Dallas game last week against the Oilers where they scored 5 in the third period, which was awesome. That was a really cool game. Nothing like that since. So I just have this feeling like the Panthers will go. They will little man you, which is the annoying part. The Canes, like Maple Leafs, not a horrible team. I know there are people saying like you should count the Maple Leafs' success and just say like the Panthers are really good. Maple Leafs also looks bad in a couple games, but at the same time, the Panthers kind of got them. The Canes, like they're making the Canes look silly. I think they won their first like Eastern Conference game, but it was 3-0, and you could tell the Panthers weren't playing as hard. You got to give yourself a night off. I don't know. I think the Panthers are just really good at hockey.
Yeah. They are probably the most put together team, and they are probably they are the hot hand as well. So it's a combination of those two things, and I think this is going. I don't know. I think it's gonna be fun. I think it'll go 6, maybe 7. This is all assuming miracles don't happen in Dallas and Carolina, but
miracles don't happen in Dallas, just in general. So there won't be any. I will give you an update on Premier League. The Tottenham Hotspur won the Europa League. They won their Europa League champions. They were technically champions of Europe.
Shout out to our friend
Tessa. She was very excited, and then she watched them lose 4-1 in their last Premier League game of the season.
Oh, Tess.
So I told you last week that the final was between Manchester United and Tottenham Hotspur, and Spurs. Spurs are 17th, or are now locked into 17th. Man U, I think, was 16th. They may have finished higher than that. I haven't checked the table at that end because I have better things to do. Look at the top. But it was yes.
I've got a question.
Yes.
Who got regulated?
Well, it's okay. I want to say this. It's regulated. Wait, relegated. It's relegated.
Relegated. What did I say? Regulated.
Regulated. So it was Leicester. It was Leicester's Ipswich Town. Was it Southampton as well? Let me look at the table. The thing with like Leicester's going up and down for some
relegated.
Reason.
It's relegated.
Relegate. Yeah.
Okay. Listen, new guy learning.
Yeah. So it was okay. I was right. Southampton, Ipswich, and Leicester. Southampton. I forgot about this. They scored a whole 12 points this season. They won 2 games, tied 6, and lost 30. That's Colorado Rockies bad.
No.
Leicester said. I mean, Leicester. The thing with Leicester is like I don't know what their deal is. They're not well run anymore after their chairman passed away. They at least won 6 games. Ipswich won 4. Now, the funniest part is I'm looking at the bottom of the table, and I see the bottom 3 getting relegated, going to the champions or championship, and then right above that's Tottenham. That's right there, Champions League football, because they're getting Champions League football, which I mean that's just the funniest fucking thing in the world.
Incredible.
By the way, Man U finished 15th, but on goal differential. They had the same points as Wolves. Which Wolverhampton fallen once Nuno left. Nuno left. It hasn't been the same. So it's just been an insane run. But Liverpool did one. I mean, we know Liverpool won the league. They had I called it the hangover derby between Crystal Palace, the FA Cup champions, FA Cup champions, and then Liverpool who won the league. Game ended 1-1. They gave each other a guard of honor. A guard of honor is where like you stand at the side and the team walks out. So there was the Crystal Palace stood at the side, Liverpool walked out, and everyone clapped. Liverpool broke off on the side so Crystal Palace could walk through, and kind of set the tone for the game. It was like Raiders Chargers almost, where We really
could have
wanted
ended in a tie.
Yeah, it should have ended in a tie, which to this day, I haven't forgiven certain people. What a shame. But yeah, no, it's really the funniest way because like I think our friend Tessa texted me and she was like, so this league performance can never happen again, but I don't give a shit. We're Champions League bound.
That's so funny. There won't, but how incredible would it be if they won it, the Champions League? Unprecedented.
I'll eat my dick on camera. How's that?
Oh wow!
I like. There's just no way they do.
I just had to swallow a fucking joke.
Okay.
I'll tell you once we're done.
Okay. No, like genuinely, like if that happens, I don't think the soccer world or like the online soccer discourse will ever recover because they barely survived. The only reason like they survived this in terms of like discourse was because Man United is in such a shit bag. Like they're in such a shithole right now. Everyone's like, wow, like you're doing worse. By the way, that game, the champion or the Europa League final, yeah, it looked like a team and 17 and 16 playing each other. Just bad. A bad game overall. But it was really fun to watch because it's like they're all watching this past game. They were just all drunk, which I appreciate. So I will say the Champions League final is this weekend. It's between Paris Saint-Germain, PSG, and Inter Milan. I'm going for Inter Milan just because I hate PSG. I hate the idea of PSG. So that's this Saturday at 2:00 Central Time. So I will be watching. You can watch if you want.
You said you had some college basketball for me.
Kelvin Sampson signed a 4-year deal to come back to Houston, and then Milos Uzan, who was testing the waters for the draft. He worked out with the Warriors this past week. Is coming back as well. So that means Pop Isaacs, who was from Creighton, is actually going to A&M now, which is actually pretty good for A&M. The Bucky Ball era has begun at A&M, but Houston running back, baby.
So how many people are you guys losing?
I think it's 4 or 5. 4 of them are they're what? Roberts, Cryer. There are other people who I'm thinking of who are they have to leave. They're graduated, and then Terrence Arsenault transferred. But we're gaining 2 5-star recruits, which is awesome. And then I think we have Sharp. I can't even think of the lineup right now. I don't know how it's going to work out because there are 2 guys who are coming in freshmen who actually might play. Start. They might start. I don't know if they're one and dones, but they could be. I don't think they are though.
Wow, that's good. That's good for next year's run.
Yeah, I mean we've had one and done in the past couple of years, but he was on the Pacers for like a second. I don't know what he's doing these days.
Well, then let me be the first to congratulate you on the 2026 National
Don't do that! What are you doing?
We're at University of Houston. Well done. Our first Moon Stamp champion. God.
Shut up. This is what I do to my A&M friend. I tell him this, and that it fucks him up. Don't do that to me. Purdue probably will actually be the preseason number. It's either
really
Houston, Purdue, or Purdue, Houston. I'd like to be Purdue, Houston, just because I don't want to be number 1 ever.
I never want to be number 1.
Also, this is a joke for like people who follow college basketball intimately. There was a video of like a 7'2" kid in AAU basketball. And like, just he was like, he's I don't know, he was maybe 15, 16, not old, but old enough. And they're like showing it, and then the camera pans, and the funniest fucking thing is Matt Painter's right there, who's the coach of Purdue, who just like finds giants somehow. That man will always have a 7-footer on his team. They won't always be effective because last season he had a 7-footer he didn't really use, but sometimes you get an Edie, who I still think of as not as good. 13-year-olds online tell me I'm wrong, and that's all I really. I mean, if Baby Gronk tells me I'm wrong, then I am wrong. So. that's all the notes I have for this. Again, I feel like with the playoffs, there's just not a lot. Like I want more like from the playoffs, and there's just it's.
I think next week we'll look into having a small debate topic, just if we need it at the end, because we went on a lot of tangents today. Not that I didn't enjoy it, I loved it, but there's not a whole lot going on.
Well, if you have debate topics, throw some out. I mean, we can come up with them pretty easily, but throw them out. Yeah, no, I mean this is on the NBA. Maybe the finals will be better. Except I think Pacers OKC will be fun. Pacers will be scrappy, and OKC is the least worst team. They have the smallest amount of flaws, that's the era of the NBA. But Brian, where can the people find you?
You can find me across all social medias at Oric Polaris, including and most importantly on twitch.tv/Oric Polaris. I'm still going through Elden Ring. Elden Ring Night Reign is coming out too later this week. Looks to be a good time. Going to dive into heavy on that after I come back from the weekend. Jordan, where can the people find you?
Wait, quickly, I don't know if you want to talk about this. You can cut this if you want. You watched your first wrestling show this past week.
Yeah, sure did.
That's
not the first. I've seen. That was my first full pay-per-view that I've sat down and watched. Absolutely. But I've watched a match here or there with Christian before. But it was I was impressed.
It's fun.
I had a good time.
It was, and also it doesn't help that we were drinking, and also you had two guys who at some point I look over at Christian and I go, "You think Trevor Lawrence and Kenny Omega have met each other?" And that just broke him. He's like, those are the two greatest minds of our generation right there. But find me at Jordan Stotts on Twitter. You can find me at Moonsam Sports across all platforms: Twitter/X, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. Thank you so much for listening. We'll be back next week. If you have debate topics, let us know. Leave a comment, subscribe, whatever you can do on whatever platform you're listening to.
Stay beautiful.